But I'm on this. You get me? I'm on this. Anyone that thinks they're on this and ready for me and you got some stats or, levels, leagues, come, I swear to God.
It's 2015, exactly 1 year after an artist named Tiny Temper stepped in the booth and fired some shots at Chip. But this time, it was Chip's turn, and he was taking no prisoners, and he needed to get some things off his chest. In steps a relatively unknown, but very hungry artist to spark the biggest and best grime war, a war that brought attention back to the grime scene, and create a star from up north. Let's take a look at the story of Chip vs Bugzy Malone. Chip got stick from many for returning to grime, but 2015 would change people's opinions. Bugzy Malone released his debut mixtape Swagger Man in 2010 when Chip was signed to Sony. He was born and raised in Crumpsall, Manchester. He picked up the mic after being inspired by the classic Whiskey Rose DVD, alongside building a career in boxing. He was 3 tapes deep and had several notable freestyles. It was September 2014 when he would drop a Spitfire freestyle that would clear 1 million views on JDZ Media, which would get the attention of Charlie Sloth, who would then invite Bugzy to do a fire in the booth after frantically ringing around to get his number, which Bugzy thought was a prank call at the time. The timing was impeccable because when the date was set, there would be something that caught Bugzy's ear before he stepped in the booth and made history.
But I'm on this. You get me? I'm on this. Anyone that thinks they're on this and ready for me and you got some stats or, levels, leagues, come, I swear to God.
Man was hungry coming into this thing, you get what I'm saying? And I just knew that he kind of fucked up. I wouldn't have done it. Do you get what I'm saying? Me in his position, me in half of his position, wouldn't have acknowledged some up-and-coming rapper. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, anyway, he phoned me the next day saying, yo, listen, like we'll do this thing and we'll do a back and forth thing. I'm gonna shine some light on your career and this, that and the other. But you know yourself, I've been grinding at this point for 6 years. I don't need nobody to shine no light on me. So it was a case of, all right, cool. And it was quite a civilized conversation. He was like, yo, we can be doing festivals together, this, that and the other. And I was like, yeah, that, bro, but I've kind of wrote my response.
March 14th, 2015, and Bugzy stands across from Charlie Sloth, ready to spit for his Fire in the Booth debut. The hungry MC from Manchester was ready to make history, and probably got much more than he bargained for.
Go tell Chipmunk not to be cheeky, grime is a road thing, my man's hopeless, go make a pop tune. Your A's and B's, you went from Chip Diddy Chip to the streets. Oops a daisy, I'm not in your league. Well, I've been on the road playing hide and seek.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna bring that out, and once I bring that out, then if you still want to be cool, then we'll be cool, innit?
Bugzy accepts Chip's offer and drops some bars for him in the second half of his Fire in the Booth. This Fire in the Booth was the fastest to 1 million views and beyond. Then, 4 days later, Chip drops the pepper rhythm. Bearing in mind, Chip had several enemies in the firing line. Tiny Temper, DJ Cameo, Big Nasty, to name a few. He also struck back at Bugzy Malone.
I rang, man. You get me? Alright, boom. So you're saying to me, raw, man, like, why would you even acknowledge like someone like me? Like, I'm just coming up and you've worked with Chris Brown and like you've done big shit. And I'm saying to you, what I said to you was, don't lie. Tell the people what I told you. I said to you, brother, I don't care how big, how small. If you go on big BBC Radio 1 and lash out disrespect for me, I'm not too on my high horse, brother. I'll disrespect you back, and that's what I said to you. So don't lie. Don't lie. Stop lying. Yes? No glasses. Look, it's me. I'm not a goon. You get me? I'm a blessed guy. I don't have no reason to lie.
Oh, this guy thinks he's bad because he went jail and he's got something to prove. Going to jail don't make you bad. You clapping means you got caught on a move.
Chip got responses from Big Nasty via an Uncle Pain episode, which was all fun and games. Also, bars from Devilman and Saskilla.
Nigga, you went from 0 to 100 real quick. You was with fucking Chris Brown and T.I. Now you're wearing a Lord of the Mike's boiler jacket with Jabba.
Response was from the Up North MC, who came down to Tottenham to record the relegation rhythm, starring a cameo from none other than Big Nasty. Bugzy was picking up steam and ready to take this battle round for round. He was an unexpected opponent, but he was a worthy one.
Chipmunk's fire in the booth was boring. I set fire to the building. Chip made everybody in the building start snoring. He's meant to be grime. He's talking pop politics like any if that's important. I think Chip might have missed his calling. He could have been a teacher with all that talking.
Between this back and forth, there were other shots fired between different parties, which ignited a fire in the grime scene. With MCs like Devilman, Shiz and the legend Skepta trading blows, which stemmed from loose lines in various tracks. Chip fired back with The End, a track where he didn't mention any names, but really didn't need to, as we knew where the shots were headed.
Pretty boy, couple pop tunes, but I can still pen up and pop it. Me versus one man, now that's crazy. 3, 4, 5, 6 man can't take me. Nobody phone me, everyone's snaky pie. Now I don't give a fuck if you rate me, I'm out.
It wasn't long until Bugzy came back again with another. On the 7th of April, he dropped The Revival. With a catchy hook, the Snowman produced track saw Bugzy mirror the video Chip did with The End.
Savior, not you, not you, not you. I put my town on the radar. Not you, not you, not you. I'm the Chipmunk relegator. That's who, that's who, that's who. And I heard that you're in danger. Is that true? Is that true?
At this stage, both artists had projects dropping, with Chip and his Believe and Achieve episode 1 project in May, and Bugzy dropping Walk With Me in July. The hype that built around grime, The Clash, and this new MC, Bugzy Malone, brought him mainstream attention, and Walk With Me became his first charting project in the UK album charts. Not only that, but a top 10 too, coming in at number 8. Bugzy was now becoming a star, and all his hard work was starting to pay off. The dust was beginning to settle until Bugzy was featured on a Tiny Temper track alongside Stormzy called Peak, in which Tiny took shots at Chip again. This was more visibility for Bugzy, and nothing came from Chip during this time. So was this the final blow? Or was Chip about to respond? It's the 11th of September 2015, and Chip, out of nowhere, drops Light Work. Not for 6 MCs, but just directed at one. And that one was none other than Bugzy Malone. Bugzy tweeted in response, and before you could blink, 3 days later, Chip drops the Run Out rhythm.
About I took longer than Meek. Sonic boom, hold 2 in a week.
Telling Bugzy to hold 2 in a week, and solidifies this statement with a Westwood freestyle, aptly titled the 2 in a week freestyle. Then, on September the 18th, Chip drops the hat trick, along with his EP Light Work, which included the Pepper Rhythm and the track The End, and the hat trick that he just hit Bugzy Malone with. Each track was bars upon bars. Chip didn't let up and came back with 96 bars of revenge, produced by JME, on the 9th of October 2015.
Say what I'm saying ain't true. Some of your best newcomers ain't new. So if you're gonna nominate Young and Big Up, but nominate Sneakbo too.
This time, he aimed at more than just Bugzy. He was back at Tiny, but also had something to say about the Mobile Award nominations, in which Bugzy picked up 2 nods. And a name drop would spark a new war on the side. For context, Chip hit back again at Tiny during this time, after Tiny dropped a line for Chip at a 1 Extra event. But this got Bugzy's attention, and he dropped #Wasteman the day after Chip dropped Coward.
I was on my way back from a big show, then I seen Light Work in a Facebook banner. Man, I'm trying to make EPs about me, but let me explain why that don't matter. People lie, numbers don't. People fade, numbers won't. Numbers make people go broke. Now we got a pop star talking like he's broke.
On the 21st of October, speaking on the Mobile snub and how much Chip's efforts didn't get him any nominations. But not even 24 hours pass and Chip hit straight back with Dickhead, with the visuals shot at the petrol station, something Chip is now very well known for.
About numbers sold? No, you ain't got 1 million sold. Struggling to pay rent? Are you on crack? Dickhead, I own my home.
And then just 20 minutes later, Bugzy dropped the Zombie rhythm. The current video calls it a Chip reply, but at the time, the description was changed. There was a slight hint of defeat with bars that spoke about how many replies Chip may have. And he wasn't wrong, because Chip came back later on the same day with the Duppy rhythm. Chip don't hold back in this quick fire diss over the Roll Deep When I'm Here instrumental, but it wasn't finished yet. Where was the last diss of the year coming from? And who was gonna win this epic clash? The next track came from none other than Chip, of course. He dropped the track #Alone on the 7th of November 2015 with the opening lines.
If you wanna come against I, that Lambo weren't yours, no. You're not KSI, I turned into the devil, that's fine. God flow just in time. You wanted a mobile so bad, send your address, I'll send one of mine.
That was effectively the nail in the coffin flow, dissing Bugzy for missing out on the mobiles. Grime had definitely won in 2015, picking up crazy recognition in the mainstream. But how about these two heavyweights? Fans of both continue to go back and forth on who won. But when you look at it, they both took a W in their own way. Bugzy gained momentum. He might have missed at the mobiles this year, but along with his work rate, secured chart success and mainstream credibility. Bettering his chart success the following year in 2016 with his second EP, Facing Time, hitting the charts at number 6. Chip was back where he belonged, with a bang. He changed people's view after his problems with the mainstream and proved that you can't say nothing to someone who was born from grime with an unbelievable work rate and has a high quality output. It's 2017 and they both chart, and a photo at the Landlord Gigs Christmas party would surprise everyone. The two had made amends. It was funny that people felt away, but holding a grudge against someone you haven't met or holding on to a lyrical beef for 2 years is crazy work. So the link up was good to see. Flash forward to 2021 and they have collabed on 2 tracks together and continue to put in the work in their respective fields. Both with gold and silver plaques on their walls and solidified as legends. The war was needed at a time when things were chilling. Another wave of grime came along and the rest is history. But Chip isn't known as the most deadliest MC for no reason, and this wasn't the last of the war. Chip lashed out on 96 bars of revenge, mentioned some names and one name took it personal. Next week we wrap up with the remaining beefs Chip has had up until this day. Please like and subscribe to make sure you catch the drop. You get it? Thank you.